Hello, my fellow hominids. We got a lot of catching up to do. To add on to my last video, I forgot to add in, when it comes to the topic of fat, the other F word, that another big issue about the word fat is that it assumes that we are in control and we are responsible for our body, which in some ways is true, but in other cases, when it comes to genetics and people that actually have disorders, like they can't process leptin or gluten, or they have pancreatic issues where their pancreas can't break down gluten, then they put on a lot of weight and they can't really necessarily shut it off without a lot of really serious either dieting or surgery. So it also counts to factor in, I guess, guilt, as in terms of like people fat shaming to make people feel guilty that they failed at life or something. But I am kind of running out, I feel, the stuff to talk about. I have not really been getting a lot of your guys' feedback or recommendations or suggestions, or even if you guys want me to do something weird or whatever. So I really would like some feedback from you guys. So comment, whatever, just do something. Send me a video. God, just get involved. Now, without further ado, I'm going to be putting a lot of links in the description below. Hopefully, I will remember right after I get done editing this video and such. There's been several times I've told you guys I was putting links in the description, and right after I post the video, I forgot to do them, so they didn't come up until maybe like a few hours later. But anyway, I have a lot of links on articles and just links to where people actually, you get to see the editing and photoshopping processes of what gets done to models in terms of, and there's two videos. There's one where a girl gets her picture taken, you see her legs get elongated, her neck get elongated. I think I've linked this video before. Another one was quite viral recently, and it was this French singer, and as she's singing on camera, the computer is actually editing her as she is there, and you can see how in-depth they actually go to actually try and get all the imperfections out of her face, all the filters, and how they actually essentially copy and paste and mirror and reflect one side of her face to get it more symmetrical, which I believe by the current, I guess, the media definition of beauty is someone with a very symmetrical face. And there was another article like on Yahoo quite recently that was talking about that, but unfortunately I did not save that article to link in the description. And there's another article I found where it was several women that wanted to be portrayed in the light of a cover model, and they had their makeup, they had their hair done, they had their pictures taken, and then they had someone professionally Photoshop them to look like someone on a magazine cover. And when they got their results back, it was quite interesting that they honestly didn't like it because it was so altered that they could not recognize themselves, which says a lot when you see yourself every day. So you are the most familiar with yourself, obviously. And to have an image of you altered to the point you do not recognize the person in the photo, that is excessive. And they go into the point is like, well, what's the point of getting all dolled up when they can Photoshop makeup on you, and essentially your imperfections or your asymmetry actually is what makes you you. And in some cases it's like we don't really notice asymmetry in people, and when we look at people in magazines or models and covers and stuff, you can see how unnatural it is because they actually just do a mirror image of another side of the face. They don't actually just leave your face unedited. They will copy your eye, enlarge it, and paste it, and then reflect it on the other side of your face, as you will see from the editing video. And I bring this up a lot, and I really want something new to talk about, that we are not all like super symmetrical. Yes, there are people that are going to have a lot of symmetry, natural symmetry to their face, but we are all asymmetrical in some form, whether or not we have a scar, a pimple, a mole, your hair on one eyebrow grows different than the other, whatever. Another link is what I'm really excited about, but it was a petition made by this high schooler on the East Coast to petition Disney for a plus-size princess, which I signed, and I hope you guys will too as soon as I send you guys the link. And I'm certainly excited about the idea because I would like to see a princess or a Disney female lead character that, excuse me, does personify a more relatability, I guess, is how I would put it. Because I think it would be really charming. They could make it really charming and funny. Like, the girl is really curvy, maybe she's short, maybe she's plump, she's not blonde, maybe she's brunette or something, or even have like this other weird stuff going on. And the male lead is just completely, it's just this really funny ride. And the male lead actually takes interest in her, and he doesn't have to be, oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm really excited about it, and I hope that they do something about it, and I can't wait to see any rumors or hearsay of it. So without further ado, let's get on to more meatier topics. So I know it's Valentine's Day, or Singles Awareness Day, as we like to say over here, and Humboldt County's Valentine's Day was a very dreary, rainy, cold one, and I myself have been alone this Valentine's Day, and I'm not upset about it. Now, let me just say why. And because I've been struggling in my current relationship, and it's because we've been long distance for the last 6 months, and even though it's like I have been struggling, and it's not for everyone, it really is difficult to maintain, because especially when you were with that person for over a year and living them for roughly a year, and they're just not around anymore, and it totally wasn't planned for them to move away. But I want to tell you guys why I'm not sad this Valentine's Day. Even though I have so many negative things going on for me, I'm still looking for a job. I am worrying about my financing so much, especially because I'm graduating in 4 months, oh my god. And I'm going to be entering the world, as it were. And I have been applying like crazy to jobs, and that's definitely been keeping my spirits uplifted. And I mean, applying for jobs for when I graduate. And it is just so exciting, just really thinking about that. And I already got a call back this morning, as a matter of fact. And unfortunately, they were asking if I was going to get further scuba training as to become a dive master. But I only have a master diver certification, which is really confusing, but essentially means that I'm trained with my own equipment, and I have deep sea certification, and which means I have dove below 100 feet. And for you to be a dive master, you essentially have the same skill set as to certify other people. So you could open up your own business running a teaching school if you wanted to, and that's what a lot of people do sometimes. And I understood why they wanted a dive master for the position, so I wasn't upset about it when they asked if I had to tell them that. It's like, no, I'm not becoming a dive master. And the only reason I didn't become a dive master because I kind of ran out of time. I've been focused so much on my double major, and I honestly did not want to be, because everyone teases that once you become a dive master, you essentially have to babysit dentists in the Caribbean for the rest of your life, and it didn't really sound that fabulous of an idea to have a dive master certification, then you babysit people the rest of your life, but so it was nice that they called me. It was really exciting, and they're going to have me as a reference, so who knows, maybe I'll get a job at the Monterey Bay Aquarium, and you guys will get to hear from me then. And I've also been applying a lot to Florida. I also applied to Long Beach, and really the only places I've applied to here in California have been Long Beach and Monterey, but all the other places I've applied to have been in Florida. And I'm still waiting to hear back. I'm really excited. I'm really anxious. I should be hearing back from one of them at least very soon. And, I'm sorry, I was figuring out where I had left off from my original topic. But yeah, I've been keeping myself positively motivated, and essentially not being sick has also been very helpful. And I did get dolled up today. I have not worn makeup in a very long time, and I put on makeup particularly because it's Valentine's Day, and also for you guys, because it's unfortunate that my major is very outdoorsy or just very active, but I really enjoy being dolled up and being very fashionable and such, so I don't know how I'm going to balance the two, really. And Also, I don't necessarily feel alone, even though I have been alone most of the day. And it's really difficult for a lot of people that are single and they're by themselves on Valentine's Day, because they might get the feelings that that like they are not good enough, or they're not attractive enough, and all this negative hearsay, or even what people say. I know, Nippon Q, I love you Q, and I'm sorry you've had stupid people say stupid stuff to you, but essentially, oh, I lost my thought. No. Anyway, well, I'll be right back. Okay. Everybody has their own path that they have to dance throughout life, and you may not be ready for a relationship. Other people may not be, and other people are just too scared to approach you. But you guys gotta understand, just because you're alone on Valentine's Day doesn't mean that you're gonna be alone forever. It doesn't mean that. Really, it's like you are in charge of your own relationships with people, and you got to make sure you find healthy people to be in relationships with. Also, my relationship I had a while back, I didn't realize it was unhealthy, and that was very, very harmful to me. And I feel loved this Valentine's Day, even though I didn't spend it with a guy. We didn't like go out into a crowded restaurant and spend a bunch of money for a very meager, disgusting meal that was thrown together. And I'm excited because I'm going to get some discounted good baked goods tomorrow. And I recommend you guys do the same. The moment you wake up in the morning, run to your nearest really high quality bakery, because they're going to have all the Valentine themed stuff on discount. Especially if they made everything, so some of the cakes might have cracks in them from drying out. Yeah, extra discount. Excuse me. Trying to be a lady. I'm really working on it. And that's where I want to get more back into the original subject of this video. And a lot of you plus size people that have been struggling with Valentine's Day, it is totally lame to make up negative stuff to make yourself feel bad. This is a normal day in life, and the commercialism has really taken over this holiday, and it really shouldn't be the fact that you have to feel obligated to take out your loved one and just run around like crazy, like this is like the one day you're gonna disappoint them. No. If you're in a relationship with somebody, try and schedule a date once a week. It's like, really, that's really like why does it matter so much on one day of the year? If you are a terrible person one day, like the entire rest of the year, and you think that one day out of the year is going to save you in a relationship, no. I think that person's going to get tired of your lameness before it comes to that point. Because if you've been lame throughout the entire year in a relationship, then what makes you think you're going to be different on one day out of the year? So laugh at all the people in restaurants that are just losing their mind right now. That's what I do on Valentine's Day. So, back on to the cream of my subject. So weird. Anyway, I want to talk to you guys more about personal stuff in terms of me as a plus size woman. And I want to go into that. I'm going to try and be brief about this. And if people really care, then you guys can more inquire on me about it. But I remember growing up in high school, because the department stores didn't really cater to plus size girls I graduated in 06. So prior to 06. Yeah. I remember being really scared to go to department stores, just stores in general, not even just department stores, to find clothes. And because it happened so much where I would go into stores and I would search and find something that looks big enough and try it on. And I'm not even that big. It's like the maximum size I've ever been was 22, and that was only about 4 or 5. It was over 4 years ago. Let me just say that. No, excuse me. It was 3 years ago I was that big. And when I was in high school, I was a size 16, and right now I'm in about size 18. I don't have any problem finding clothes now, but when I was a size 16 in high school, I could not find clothes in my size, and it was very much a very depressing thing for me to try and find pants. just pants, something to cover my lower body. And I remember I would be trying on like 10 plus everything in the store, and it wouldn't fit me, and I would just leave the store crying because it made me feel like I was abnormal. I didn't fit in, and I was too different to be accepted, as it were. And it's not like that anymore. I can find clothes, and I have to do some like adjustments up to some of them because of the way I'm shaped, and sometimes because I suffer from big butt syndrome, a lot of dresses fit very short on me, and I have to be cautious of that. And sometimes it totally blows my mind, and I will find something totally cute and it's $7, and I'll just buy it, and then I get home and it's like, oh, I need to wear leggings with this. Yeah, I'm gonna wear leggings with this. And then another issue was in high school, a lot of the clothes that did fit me were not in my age group. They were generally in the older women's section. So I not only could not find clothes that were age appropriate for me, but when I did find clothes, they were not age appropriate, and it just added on to my negative self-esteem, because it just made me feel like I was a fat old lady, because that's essentially the clothes that I fit into. And that was like when I was a size 16 in high school. And the largest clothes that were supposed to fit me as a plus size in my age range didn't fit. And I talk about in another video that a lot of the clothes I would run into is they would be big in the waist, but they would have skinny legs. And I have really large, girthy legs, so for me, it was completely stupid, the idea that the legs on pants for plus size were the same in terms of the other pants, but they just enlarged the waistband, which for me, it's the other way around. I have a small waist, and I have big legs and big thighs and stuff. So that didn't help. And it was just a very frustrating experience. And I'm sure every plus-size girl has gone through this at one point or another. And fortunately enough, right now, the plus-size girls that are coming of age and are into their preteens, that there is more variety for them, whereas during my time there wasn't. So that's definitely a plus. And it didn't help also that adding to that fact that during that time period, leading up, like early middle school, about 6th grade, I had received most of my bullying and harassment and fat shaming from other girls. And it was essentially maybe 5 girls to maybe 2 guys. I did have guys. It was pretty much equal, but it almost hurt worse because of girls, because I already kind of expected it from guys, I guess. It didn't help regardless. I remember I had a guy in my history class when I was in 7th or 8th grade, and he was sat right next to me. He would finish his work early, and he would spend the remainder of the 20 minutes of class yelling and muttering McDonald's menu items at me. And it got so bad that at the end of one class, our teacher actually grabbed him, put him in a headlock, and asked me to punch him. And I thought that this was like some sort of like manipulative trick to get me in trouble, so I didn't do it because I was so shocked by it. But he had stopped after that because the teacher had fed up enough to actually physically grab him and put him in a lock and ask me to punch him. And I love and I miss that teacher. I hope he's still there. Things that also didn't help, that especially when it comes from friends, negative things that are said that come from people that are your friends. And I should put quotations because I'm no longer friends with the person that had said this to me when she was my friend. But I had been described as having a troll-like figure, or that I walked like a troll, and some other things. And I was called Fashly, which was Fat Ashley. But she had called it at the time, saying that meant Fashion Ashley, but no, I suspected differently. But if your friends do this to you, if you don't point it out to them, like, dude, it's really messed up. You need to stop that, please, because that's very disrespectful, and I'm not going to do such things to you. And if they don't stop, then return the favor, and if that doesn't stop, then you certainly do not need to be friends with them anymore. And I don't care if they're their only friend, they are degrading you, and they're disrespectful, and they don't see you as a friend. They're probably seeing you as an accessory or a wingman, as it were. So, just advice to fellow girls, and plus women unite, because we're not going to tolerate that. Not no more. So I'm also going to start trying to make more videos, crank them out while I'm still free and looking for work. I'm honestly getting desperate enough. I'm starting to think of creative jobs to make for myself anyway. So, love you guys, and comments, suggest me videos. I'm going to just start making random videos, including those on science, because my most liked video was one when I talked about global warming in terms of ocean acidification, which I don't mind talking about that stuff, but I'm hesitant to talk about it on YouTube because I'm so used to talking about it in a very analytical sense that I don't want to get in a situation where I'm rambling about it and no one can understand a single thing I am saying. But I can try to accommodate that, but I ramble a lot when it comes to science because that's what I'm so familiar with. So, I love you guys. Message, comments, send me videos. I chat me up. Tell me what you guys do for Valentine's Day tag, whatever. Something. Come on. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.